keep in mind that most of life is in the process. So when you set a goal and you want to reach it, it is really important to enjoy the process of practicing, learning, improving on your skill set, or even throughout the day, everyday activity, to enjoy it, because most of life is in the process. So if you set a goal, don't wait for that goal to bloom and expect that that's what's going to bring happiness. Because I have seen a lot of people get close to or reach their goals and they're not happy. Why? Because they've conditioned themselves to not enjoy the process. So then if you've conditioned yourself to not enjoy the process, you're not going to enjoy the outcome. I've given tens of thousands of golf lessons, and this is a lesson on top of a lot of other things that I'm going to share with you over time that is going to bring a lot of joy. It's going to accelerate your learning curve. It's going to also, when you reach your goal, or you may exceed it, most often you will, if you can enjoy the process. And there's many reasons why that's important. But I'll go into it and then you'll understand what I'm talking about. Throughout our lives, we are taught to respect others. Most often, maybe a small percentage of people are not taught that, but most of us were taught to be respectful to others, say kind things, be encouraging, and being positive to others. But we're not really ever taught to have that sort of talk to ourselves, that self-talk. What we say to ourselves is so important. And actually, when you start talking good to yourself, you will be even kinder to others. Self-talk is so important. When I'm giving a lesson, and this is a common pattern, so most often this is an issue for most people. So I know that you can apply this or be aware if you're doing this. Maybe it may not be while you're learning something. It could be how you go about your day. Just kind of catch yourself if this resonates with you. But I'm telling you, I've seen this so often that I bet you're doing this sometime in your day, and it could be on a regular basis usually. If this happens, it's like a broken record on a regular basis. So when I'm teaching somebody and I'm teaching a motion, because golf is a physical sport, so you're learning some motion. And if your self-talk is negative, impatient, and frustrating, rude to yourself, then what you learn physically is not going to stick normally. And if it does, you're not really going to be a happy golfer, because you're always going to be pushing yourself in a negative way. Here's an example. I'm teaching a student, and let's say it's a guy, but this can happen with women, kids, people of all ages. So I'm not even thinking of one particular person. This is very common, so keep that in mind. You're not alone if this is what you do. So I'm teaching a student a motion. And let's say he slices the ball, and I want to teach him how to draw. Well, to do that, we all think that 1 or 2 or 3 tips is going to cure that, but it's not. It takes several different motions and repetitive practice to overcome bad habits. So it requires a lot of patience and good self-talk. But this is common. After I show the motion, he will hit 1 or 2 shots, and usually a comment like, "It's still slicing," or "Why can't I get this? What's wrong with me? Am I ever going to get it?" And when that sort of self-talk comes out, I have to stop the lesson. There's really no reason to show a new motion or technique because the body shuts down. I have to get in the middle of the student and separate. I'll go, "You know what? Let's separate you. Let's say you're the dad and you're the son." So if the son is taking a lesson and has had a slice for 10 years, let's say, and I'm teaching the son how to draw, so that's going to take a while to overcome those habits. Well, then the son proceeds to learn a motion and he ends up slicing the ball again after 1 or 2 or 3 attempts. Now you, the father, goes, "Why can't you get it? What's wrong with you? I mean, are you ever going to get it?" What is the son going to do? His body's going to freeze. He's going to be having a lot of anxiety. There's no way that that new motion is going to be adopted or it's going to stick. Now, when I tell the student, "Would you ever say that to a son or daughter or a friend, your mother, a stranger? Would you ever talk to them like that?" 100%, all across the board, everyone, whenever I talk about this, they all look at me with disgust, going, "I would never talk to somebody like that. I would never." Then I always come to this conclusion, then why would you say that to yourself? And I tell you, whenever people come to realize that self-talk that they've had, and you could tell it's like floods of images of how long they've been doing that to themselves. And you can tell that they're seeing things outside of just even golf lessons, but also other parts of their lives that they've talked to themselves like that throughout their life, throughout their day, on a daily basis. And people let out a big relief, like a release, and actually breathe. And they even say, they're like, "Oh my gosh, I feel like I can breathe." And the body is able to relax and let that anxiety go. Because when you start realizing that you've been tough on yourself, it could be all day, every day, and you realize that, wait a minute, I should talk better to myself. The body relaxes. And when you talk better to yourself, it's like the father or the mother or a friend. It's like you're telling the kid or somebody else, if he's still slicing after a couple attempts, to try to draw and learning a new technique, that the father would tell the son, you know what? Don't worry. You're gonna get this. Why would you get it right now? It's gonna take a little bit of time, but I know you're gonna get it. Now the son can relax and go, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna get this. It just takes a little bit of time. And you can learn and grasp so much when you're in a relaxed state and a positive, uplifting state. That energy just fuels your mind and body and spirit. And that's what I'm talking about, that patience. And when I talk about patience, people always think, oh, I don't have time to be patient. But that encouragement and waiting a little bit is actually what's going to get you far fast. It's that impatience of, why can't you do this? All that negativity is going to actually slow you down, and you may never get it. And even if you get it and reach your goal, you will be miserable. I've observed so many golfers in my life, or people in my life. I've observed this. And if you push yourself in a negative way, you're not going to enjoy the outcome. You can learn to nurture yourself, talk good to yourself, that positive self-talk that you would do for other people, that encouragement. You will enjoy the process, first of all. Because remember, most of life is in the process. So you will enjoy your life, and it will snowball to enjoying every aspect of your life. That's the beauty of it. And you'll be kinder to others because of that, because you'll be happy and joyous. And then that momentum will go into your body, that mindset, and allows your body to learn efficiently, creatively, joyously. And when you do that, then when you reach your goal, I tell you what, most people, when you take this path, you're going to exceed your expectations. It's almost like you don't even need to set a goal, because it's going to exceed that. And then when you reach it and exceed it, you're more joyous. It just snowballs into more of the right feelings and emotions. So keep that in mind. I would love for you to, throughout the day, listen to what you say to yourself. That awareness alone, just being aware of it, just catching yourself. If you're saying something negative, even in the morning, you get up and you're getting ready and you say, why am I always late? Or anything negative, if you can catch yourself, just like you would catch yourself talking to others. I know most of you wouldn't say a lot of negative things to other people. Catch yourself when you're saying negative things to yourself. And just that awareness alone will start a different sort of talk that will, over time, as you do that, will help you enjoy your life, enjoy what you're doing, accelerate your learning curve, enjoy each day, and then it will help you be kinder to others. A lot of great things. So talk good to yourself, and remember, most of life is in the process.